Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationship Advice and it's by user Unlucky Amoeba 2473. My 27 female boyfriend, 29 male, of 7 years cheated on me. I'm going to disappear from his life. Is there anything I'm missing? I, 27 female, just found out my boyfriend, 29 male, of 7 years cheated on me. My boyfriend went to our home state to see his family for the weekend. He's been going quite often this year, about once a month, saying it is because his grandparents are old and miss him. I thought nothing of it until this morning. I got a screenshot from a mutual friend of ours of my boyfriend's location on Snapchat. He was at his parents' house, but a girl's Bitmoji was there as well. It wasn't his sister or mom, and his parents, who weirdly also have Snapchat, weren't home either. He didn't tell me he was going to be with anyone else today. I tried to call him, but he did not pick up. I looked on Snapchat and his location was turned off. The mutual friend says my boyfriend has told everyone at home we had broken up 4 months ago. He said my boyfriend was making him stay quiet about it because he was trying to find the right time to tell me. As far as his parents know, he's moving home once our lease is up. The reason our mutual friend told me was because he walked in on my boyfriend and the girl hooking up with each other this morning. I texted an old friend who lives in my hometown and she immediately asked why my boyfriend was on Tinder. We caught up and she sent me proof, his photos on Tinder and his bio. It hurt to see that photos I took of him were used. He had even covered my face in a photo we took together and said, "This could be you." I had no idea his family thought we were broken up and that he was looking for other people to date. We even went to Italy a month ago, celebrating our 7-year anniversary. I'm so confused and I don't know what to do. I look around and everything in our apartment seems like a lie. The soon-to-be ex texted me just now and he is on his flight back. He'll be back in about 5 hours. Obviously, he can find his own way to the apartment from the airport. I'm shocked and numb, but my best friend is with me, helping me pack up all my clothes. I'm leaving, and I'm not leaving a trace of myself behind. Our dog is coming with me, and I'll be staying at my best friend's place for now. My soon-to-be ex and I already have separate bank accounts, and our joint bank account does not have much in it right now. I make more than he does, so he can keep it. I can't go to the leasing office because it's closed on Sundays, but I sent an email asking for early termination on the lease. We're registered as domestic partners, so I've completed the termination form and will drive it up to the LA County office tomorrow. He is on my health insurance and I've sent the email to HR to kick him off as soon as possible. We have several large photo albums together and I'm not sure what to do with those. Keeping them would be too difficult, but I don't want him to have the satisfaction of having our photos. It's clear he uses our memories in a horrible way. Is there anything I'm missing? I can't seem to think of anything, and all my thoughts seemed so jumbled. Nothing makes sense, but I know I can't stay. Any help to ghost a person this close to my heart would be appreciated. Wow, OP, your boyfriend is most definitely a scumbag, but you're doing the right thing. You're not even gonna give it a conversation. You don't need to know why, you just need to move on. You're taking all your things with you, which I assume also mean all your important documents. You also covered health insurance, lease, and bank accounts. The other things I would look at is, are there any other insurances in which you have him? Car insurance, house insurance, whatever it is, get him out. I would also log out of any shared devices and change your passwords. Regarding the albums, if you don't want them and you don't want him to have them, burn him. One thing I wouldn't do is block him. I'd maybe put him on silent so he doesn't bother me, but anything he says to you after this period might come in handy in the future. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's check out the community comments. Stinkeye63 says, take pictures or video of the apartment before you leave so he can't damage it and claim that you did it. Lords of Jupe says, fill out a change of address form and list a friend's address for your mail. It's often overlooked. Additionally, if your shared pet is chipped, have the data on it updated and other pet-based records modified to suit the new circumstances. Remove him from your airline miles plan if necessary. Focus on self-care. Block him on all platforms and remember that good people exist. He is just not one of them. A non-girl piece of pie says, I took all the spices when I left, not because I could readily use them, but because F that guy. Didn't even leave salt and pepper. Up and Down and All says, you have got it pretty well covered, but just a few extra thought. Take the albums and decide what to do with them later. Subscriptions, cancel if they are any in your name. Make sure you log out of any kind of device that you are leaving in the house. Change your password so he cannot access anything of yours. Print out and stick up the photo from his Tinder all around the house. Block him on your phone and all socials. Bar Facebook. Do a Facebook post with the Tinder photo and tag everyone who knows you, him, explaining that you never split up and that you have only just discovered that your dirtbag boyfriend has been cheating on you. Make sure you open it up so anyone can comment and ask for people to share and to comment any thoughts or advice. People will read just for the drama. That is all I can think of at the minute, but want to wish you the very best and good luck in moving forward once you rid yourself of your dirtbag boyfriend. Jean Marie 1989 says, put a cotton ball with your perfume inside some of the heat vents so every time he is warm and comfortable, he'll also has to think of you. And Mayhem Maker 1991 says, honestly, this is so refreshing to see. As an internet stranger, I gift you all the virtual hugs, an inbox to rant to who only replies if you want, and for you to know there's people on here proud of you. So please be proud of yourself for knowing what choice to make and then sticking to it. You are so strong. I wish you all the happiness going forward. Alright, the community stepped up and gave OP a lot of different ideas. So now let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. Thank you everyone for all the solid advice. I'm compiling everything I did in this first section, so if others need a way to cut contact with a person, they can reference this. As mentioned in your comments, I logged myself out of our Apple TV and Xbox. I cancelled the Wi-Fi that I paid for and returned the modem to the carrier. I took my payment information for utilities off our account. I also packed up all my sauces, spices, and cooking oils, and took note to only leave dried rosemary behind. He hates that crap. I printed out and framed the screenshot of his Tinder profile and left it on the kitchen table. I closed a piece of dog poop into the frame as well. I'll keep the photo albums, he can have this. I took a video of the entire apartment after packing up all my things. I left my keys in the mailbox to the leasing office and emailed the leasing office of my departure with the videos of what the apartment looked like prior to locking up. I then updated my address for the USPS, vet, hospital, school, work, and my dog's chip. I talked to HR and am in the process of getting him off my health insurance, changing the benefactor of my life insurance to my parents, if only I could name my dog, and emergency contact. I'm going to the bank to take myself off the joint bank account. Fortunately, I'm not worried about my credit as all of our finances have stayed separate, but I'm grateful to those who told me to freeze my credit. Finally, I logged out of all devices for all streaming services, social media, and my work, personal and school email. I blocked him on all social media, chat rooms, and his phone number. I made a doctor's appointment to get STD tested. I'm on my way to an appointment with the county office to terminate our domestic partnership. It's been an incredibly busy 18 hours, but I've had a lot of help from my friends. I haven't been able to sleep either. As far as what happened since he arrived, here's what's up. I already blocked him before he landed. I received many texts and calls from his parents and sister that I did not see. Then, when I noticed his sister calling, I picked up. At first, the call was hostile. She accused me of being some crazy ex-girlfriend that couldn't let her brother go. Funny, since I just packed up and left. She brought up that it had been 4 months and that I needed to move on. I told her that the ex never approached me about breaking up and that a month ago we celebrated our 7th anniversary and started to plan our wedding. I had no indication he even wanted to break up. We reset a bit and she allowed me to tell her my side of the story. I told her he was somewhat distant this year, but he had blamed it on their grandparents being old and wanting to spend more time with them before they die. Turns out, their grandparents have been dead for 2 years. I never met them because my ex claimed they were super racist since the grandpa was a Vietnam War vet. I'm Southeast Asian. Turns out, you can't be racist when you're dead. We ended the call on a positive note with the sister saying that it was a lot to take in. She said she felt bad as the girl he was cheating on me with was one of her friends. She had introduced them to each other sometime last year when my ex was apparently unhappy with our relationship. They hit it off and he was supposed to break it off with me. I guess he never had the balls to do so. She was also confused as to why he was on Tinder as he was in a relationship with her friend. I sent her all the Tinder receipts after hanging up. Later in the night, I received an email from the ex. To sum it up, yes, he asked me to come to the apartment to talk it out. No, he did not apologize for anything. He ended the email with, "I love you." As far as I know, he doesn't know where I am. I also don't believe he knows where my friend lives as she just moved and he hasn't been here yet. He also doesn't seem like that type of person, but I guess I didn't really know him after all. We'll keep locks ready and bats near the door. It's been so helpful just writing out everything that's happened so far, but all of your advice, support, and guidance in this situation has made me feel empowered to leave. At times, I just wanted to stop packing and hope that when he came home, everything would be back to normal and the text would just be a distant memory. Your words of encouragement have really helped me follow through and leave. Nothing good would have come from staying. Thank you all again. Opie's edit. Sorry, I was unclear about the timeline. The parents and sister called me about 2 hours after he landed. I assume it was because he got home and realized the person paying half his rent will no longer be doing so and reached out to his family. The dog poop may have contributed to the heightened emotions. Wow, nicely done, OP, without a trace. Good for you on moving on. You don't need that kind of garbage in your life. So here's wishing you the best in the future. Thanks so much for sharing and take care. And now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole? Would I be the A-hole public? And it's by user AdBubbly8281. Am I the a-hole for not combining income and or sharing my savings with my girlfriend so we both have spending money? I am going to try and keep this short. My girlfriend and I moved in together this past summer. We split joint expenses, rent, utilities, groceries, etc., proportional to income. I make about 3 times as much as my girlfriend. As a result, I pay 75% of our joint expenses. I have virtually no expenses outside of the joint expenses. My girlfriend has a lot of expenses outside our joint expenses. She has a car payment, student loan payments, health insurance premiums, medical debt, personal credit card debt, etc. At the end of the month, she does not have very much money left over. I have a fair bit left over at the end of the month, but most of it I save. I do have fun money account to treat myself to nice things every once in a while. About a month ago, my girlfriend approached me about the idea of combining incomes so we each have money at the end of the month to save and or to do fun things. I flatly refused this request. I think splitting joint expenses proportionally to income is the fair model for an unmarried couple like us living together, and that is what we do. Over Halloween weekend, my girlfriend's sister and her fiance are having their bachelorette and bachelor parties respectively. My girlfriend is going to the bachelorette party and I am going to the bachelor party. The bachelor party will be a weekend boys trip to Florida. The bachelorette party is substantially smaller due to my girlfriend's inability to contribute significantly to the fund for the party. My girlfriend and her sister talked about the situation. My girlfriend told her sister she cannot afford a big trip. My girlfriend's sister asked how I was affording the bachelor party trip. Then, for reasons that still make no sense to me, my girlfriend went into detail about how much I make and how much I have in savings. I have substantial savings because I went to college on scholarship, and after I graduated, my parents gifted me my entire college fund. My girlfriend's sister has convinced my girlfriend that I am selfish with money, even though I cover 75% of joint expenses and cover 100% of our going out activities when we do go out. I am pretty pissed about my girlfriend sharing my personal financial information with her sister, but I am unchanged in my position on combining our income. Well, OP, not the a-hole at all. It sounds like she wants a subsidy of some sort or something like that. She wants you basically to pay for her fun money and pay some of her expenses so she can have some money. In my opinion, your current's greedy approach, plus the fact that she shared your personal information, financial or otherwise, are a deal breaker. If she wants more money, she should try to learn how to budget. If she already knows how to budget but still can't get to have some fun money, that's life. And the breach of trust did not help at all. So again, not the a-hole, and this would be a walking away point for me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments. Ananda B1 says, "No, I'm saying this as a woman. Do not join finances with her. You are already covering more than she is. 75% joint expenses and 100% of dates. She's out of line asking for more and babbling to her sister. She needs to budget better or get a part-time job, something if she wants additional money. Not the a-hole, but she definitely is." Lessons from the Void says, "Honestly, you're not wrong at all. You're already covering 75% of the expenses, which is more than fair. The fact that she shared your personal financial information with her sister is a huge red flag. That's a serious boundary issue and shows a lack of respect for your privacy. I'd really reconsider the relationship. If she can't handle money conversations maturely or keep things between you two, it's only going to cause bigger problems down the line." Ordinary Old Dude says, "Her debt, her problem. Do not combine your finances." And the fact that she's crying that you should be giving her money is a pretty good indicator that you should be rethinking the relationship. And Budget Discussion 568 says, "Not the a-hole. She's being petty and totally throwing you under the bus in an effort to guilt you into giving her money. Red flag. Do you need to hear the words? This thread is about to blow up with similar words, bud. Get out while you can, because even random strangers can smell a selfish gold digger. We all want something for nothing, but most of us are smart enough to realize that's actually real life, and we're all going to have to work. Like you, I save like you, for what we want." Additional information from OP's comments. "My job covers my health insurance. Her job does not. She grew up far more wealthy than me. Her dad is an engineer and her mom is a middle school principal. My mom is a housekeeper at a hotel and my dad is a cook. They saved about $150 or so per month for me from the day I was born. My grandparents also contributed about $100 per month. It was about $60,000 they saved and gave me. My girlfriend's parents saved over $100,000. The school she chose to go to is about $50,000 a year. She had a full academic scholarship to the same college I went to. She went to her dream school and has about $100,000 in student loans. I drive the same car I purchased 10 years ago from working 60 hours per week over the summer between my junior and senior year of high school." I had a long discussion with her about expectations around money. We were on the exact same page, at least from what she told me. I went into detail about what I would cover, why, my long-term savings plan towards a house, and the like. I was living comfortably at home for free, saving towards a house. I now spend $3,000 a month, all so I can help her pay off her debts. She was previously getting into greater debt every month. Now she is able to pay off all her debt and save about $250 to $300 a month. The community agrees OP is not the a-hole. This is a huge red flag and the additional information just sets it all in stone. So now let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. 4 days after my post, I had a long sit-down conversation with my girlfriend. Prior to us moving in together, we had a long discussion about what expenses I would cover and why. The reason I moved in with her was to take off some of the load for daily expenses so that she could pay off her debt and save a little each month. Prior to us moving in together, she was going into debt each month just to cover her expenses. I wanted to help her out, but also I wanted to continue to save a substantial amount of money each month towards buying a house. We talked about all this again. I thought we were on the same page. I asked my girlfriend if something had changed. She told me no. She simply is not happy with this arrangement. She has friends who have been dating a shorter amount of time than us, but they share money more readily than we do. That is what she wants. I told her I am not okay with that arrangement, and if that is what she wants, we should probably break up so she can find that. She agreed. Shortly after that discussion, I reached out to the landlord to try and see if we could negotiate an early termination of the lease for the both of us. I am still discussing with them. My ex is looking for a new place for her and is having a hard time. She then came to me and asked if we could try and work on our relationship. I told her no, and that she will resent me because this is not what she wants. She asked if I could help her out for a few months with rent on a new place. I told her no. She is pretty mad about it all, but this is where we are. Good for you, OP. This is the right decision in all fronts. So here's wishing you the very best, OP. Take care and thanks for sharing. And now let's finish this video with a mood booster post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance and it's by user IsADHDPyro. No overtime, no problem. I work maintenance for a fast food restaurant, and when I started working maintenance, I had a verbal agreement with the general manager that she would retroactively approve all my overtime because we were only allowed to have 2 maintenance people and one of them was the owner's son who didn't do his job and we couldn't fire him. Things were fine the entire time she worked there, and our store often scored the best of all the owner's stores during inspections. Eventually, that GM quit, and on day 1 her replacement told me she would no longer approve my overtime. I had her send that to me in writing, and from then on, as soon as I hit 40 hours, I would stop showing up for the week and turn off the work phone, which often happened 3 to 4 days into the week. Now, our store was opened 70 years ago, so things break often. The first week, the walk-in broke, but I was already at 40 hours, so I didn't know until 3 days later, so we had to waste all our frozen product, and the next week, the fryer stopped heating, so we couldn't make most of the stuff on our menu. Then we had a surprise health inspection and the store got red tagged. That was the final straw. The owner was going to fire me, but after he talked to the old GM and I showed him the email from the new GM, he fired her, and my original agreement with the old GM is now part of the terms of my employment. And that's how you do it, OP. Well done. You're not gonna pay me overtime? I'm not gonna work overtime. And now she's gone and it's in your contract. Good for you, OP, and thanks for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.